How am I gonna pay my bills? Where am I gonna get a car note? Where am I gonna get the money for the car note? Where am I gonna get the gas money? Oh my God, I'm doomed. Help me, please. How am I gonna do this? I give up. You know, if you look at it like that, you will not succeed. Good morning, brothers and sisters, wherever you at. You know, Shaq Williams be sweating in mind now, you know what I'm saying? Also known as Mr. Only Flame, Mr. Waymaker, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Watchblade. And today on my channel, I'll be teaching about the how to remain at peace in the midst of chaos. You know what I'm saying? This is something that you got to master in life, and stay tuned. You might be late on bills, you might be behind on bills, a car note, you gonna be like, where am I gonna get a car note at? Where am I gonna get the money for the car note? Where am I gonna get the money for the bills? Where am I gonna get the money to eat? Where am I gonna get the money to pay for gas? Don't worry about that. Just vibe to, you feel me? Because the truth is, the secret I learned that the secret to remain at peace in the midst of chaos. The first truth is truth number one is knowing the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing. You know the truth. Or the truth will set you free. So I'm saying. And according to Hebrews, because you know, once you realize who God is, you know the truth. You're not gonna stress about it. Because the truth is, Hebrews 13 verse 5. It says, "Let your conduct be without covetousness. Be content with such things as you have. For He Himself has said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. So we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper. I will not fear. What can man do to me?" You see what I'm saying? He will never forsake you. You will never lack. And once you know that the truth that He's with you always, that will cause you to have less fear, right? So that's the first one, man. You know the truth, it's gonna be cool. Everything gonna be smooth because you know, like, you're not alone. The second secret to being at peace in the midst of chaos is gratitude. The one I had to work on too. But gratitude is like basically, if in the midst of you in the chaos or calamity, you gotta look at the positive side. You gotta look at it with a positive lens, right? Like from a different perspective. Like you gotta be grateful for all the things that you do have, like every little thing. And the more you show gratitude, the more God gonna bless you. So you be like, you might be late on bills, so you gotta look at the positive side of it. Okay, you might be like, okay, I'm late on bills, but at least I'm not homeless. I got somewhere to be. I got somewhere to sleep. Or you might be you might not have enough gas at that time, but so you on the gratitude, you be like, God, thank you. Matter of fact, God, thank you that I still have a car. You know what I'm saying? And I still have a job. So you always gotta look at the positive side of it. Whatever thing it is because and you always think, oh, somebody got it worse. So gratitude, you also build it strengthens in your heart. It brings you more joy and peace. So I'm saying that's the second secret. The third secret is fasting. This is the one that a lot of people don't and the powers of it. Matter of fact, I'm fasting today. But when you going through certain things and you want your prayers to be answered the most effective way, and like to get quick results is through fasting, right? And that's when you got to starve your body. You starving your flesh from, you know what I'm saying. And boy, when you starve your flesh, you are connected with your spirit. You know what I'm saying. And God notices that He like, okay, this person is, you got food, but you are choosing to starve yourself. Show God like, hey, I'm starving my flesh. I'm trying to get your attention, and that also builds you spiritually too, and puts you on a higher rank, makes you rank higher in a spiritual rank. Because and the more you do this, the more you fast, the more you become more powerful. You know what I'm saying? And it brings you understanding. You see what I'm saying? So that's another key right here. You fasting is what's gonna bring you peace in the midst of chaos. You see what I'm saying? Like you hungry. You are choosing to suffer on top of your suffering. And God is looking at that. You picking up what I'm putting down? Now, last but not least, the fourth secret of being at peace in the midst of chaos is endurance. Being able to endure. You know, excuse my handwriting, let me get better at it, I write better on paper than on here, but I just wanted to switch things up, make it more, personalized so I can connect with me on a personal level. But endurance, you being able to endure the pain, whatever suffering you're causing, and you looking at it from, okay, whatever, because you got to be able to endure fiery trials and stuff. And this what once you go through the fiery furnace, this what builds you. So, and you can't do this on your own. You know what you got to do? You got to ask God. hey God, give me the power to endure. Give me the authority to endure. Because like, if you try to do it in your own strength, you will not prevail. But if you try to do it through, but if you ask God to give you the strength to endure, you're gonna be able to endure and be patient. You're gonna be able to, and endure comes with understanding. Because once you understand, you endurance, you be like, okay, this is not gonna last. It's just temporary. It's a temporary trial, it's a temporary test, and you're not gonna go weary because the Bible says don't go weary. You don't go worried. You're not gonna stop doing good. You're not gonna stop being good to people because you're going through situations and that's what, because a lot of situations exposes people's true colors. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're having a bad day or if you're going through things and then you can't even say well, somebody talk to you, you can't even say what's up back to them or you can't greet people because you're not things are going your way. That shows that you don't have understanding. You don't know the truth. You don't have peace. You don't have endurance. You know what I'm saying? And all these things put together, this is what will bring you peace in the midst of your chaos. But this the things that brought me peace. These things that to this day that I practice. You know what I'm saying? Being able to endure the process, being able to go fast, being able to have show gratitude in the midst of chaos, like just looking at the positive side of it. And the more I show gratitude, and I count all my blessings out, it made me realize it's not so bad after all. You see what I'm saying? And yeah, the first one to know the truth that you never alone and God is always with you. And I'm Jacquez Devon. Jacquez Beswindi might not have more content coming every week. I try to drop at least 2 videos a week, but if not every week, subscribe and hit that bell notification. There's more content coming, man. God be with you in Jesus' name.